I can't hear you. Unmute.
All right. Hey, how's everybody doing?
I thought I was going to have to do the same thing as last time. I'm going to have to do a little dance, sing a little song.
Hey, you are able. You are most capable of doing just that.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It's so nice to be on here this evening. I'm Cecilia Tement, and next to me is a very handsome, wonderful, amazing man, Finis. The Parkerson the third. I'm Cecilia Tement the first and only.
Yeah.
I want a number next to my name now. Now I need to I need to fancy it up, Finis.
You need to duplicate yourself.
I really do. You know, if I could duplicate myself, my life would be a lot easier.
I am sure. Listen, we're so excited to be here with you all tonight. For those of you that's watching on the New Round page, you all know that this is normally our Wednesday night wisdom, but tonight we wanted to do something special. As you can see, my beloved sister Cecilia is here, and we want to talk about what we've been talking about all this week thus far, and that's the Healing Starts With Us conference. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Man, I don't even have words to say.
I was waiting for you to say something, and then nothing came.
I couldn't get the words out. I mean, when you understand the magnitude of what this conference is and the people, the caliber, quality of people that we have that are going to be speaking, it is just so amazing. I'm so honored because everybody that's on the panel are all authors.
Yes.
And so guess what? I'm an author in the making because I am working on my book.
So cool. So exciting.
My wife spilled the beans last week, I think it was, and so my book will be coming out. We're believing it'll be out by Christmas, and so the title is Unsuppressed and Healed: The Power of Spiritual Healing and Deliverance. And so that's what this conference is all about: healing, total healing. So, Cecilia, do you want to start off talking, or do we want to play the video?
Yeah, let's, you know what do you think? Let's play the video and then we'll talk.
The video. All right, let's play the video, and then we'll talk about it. Forgiveness isn't a sign of weakness. It is simply saying, I am not a victim, and I will not be a victim of another person's affliction, or another person's weakness, or another person's inability to love. Man, I hope y'all hear me.
Once you become broken, you can never fully become whole again. I'm here to tell you, you absolutely can. I know because many years ago I was broken, as I was a victim.
No one holds up a sign that says, I am being abused. And for children who suffer in silence, life can be confusing and painful. I know how that feels. I remember my father towering over me, lunging forward to strike my mom. I put myself in between and said, stop hitting her. I pushed him back and he punched a hole in the wall instead. I stared at that hole every day and it reminded me of the hell that I was living in.
I promised that I was going to break my silence and say something. The Centers for Disease Control states that 1 out of 6 males are sexually abused before the age of 18. 93% of victims know their abusers. Recent events have
Shame says you're not enough, or you're too much. It follows you around like a shadow, the shame shadow. It is behind you or beside you, and like a black hole, it sucks your energy, robbing your light from shining. The pain, fear, and abuse, the shame, all of it, are actually bars in a cage, a comfort cage, one that you built.
Amazing. I got an echo.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let me see if that'll work.
Better. That's good. I think we're okay.
Okay, so are we clear?
Yeah, that was
everybody
exciting.
Yeah, that was exciting.
That was melodramatic. But you know what? I'm so excited because, well, first of all, Finis, thank you for putting that video together featuring all of our incredible speakers. But we have 2 of our speakers who are in the chat right now, John Michael Lander and April Tribe Juke. We are going to be seeing April tomorrow night. She is going to be on live with Finis and I to talk a little bit about her books and her platform. She is a thriver after abuse. She has been through so many crazy experiences where she has been hurt, she has been maligned, she has been taken advantage of and mistreated, and she has risen up again and again and again. When we talk about somebody who is strong, I can think of nobody better. April is just a spectacular woman. I cannot wait for you guys to meet her. Her story is mind-blowing.
Yes, it is. And that's what's so amazing about this conference is you get to hear from people. They're going to be able to hear from people who have gone through, went through, and come out on the other side. And one of my mentors said, what does not kill you has to pay you and becomes part of your testimony. And everyone on this platform, they have made a life of helping other people go through and come through on the other side. And that's what life is really about. We said once before that, this, we're crossing all barriers: race, creed, color, nationality, you know, religious background. We want to see people healed. And whatever that is, I believe that's what this conference is all about.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that what is so important, and we've talked about this before, Finis, but I want people to understand this is not just for people who have experienced abuse. This is for those who have been guilty of abuse. And chances are, if you're an abuser, you were abused too. And I want you guys to come and show up and watch with us, because the important thing is that there is accountability behind every action. My story is one of change and true transformation. My abusive father admitted to the abuse, and we've healed from it, and we're working together now through my book and through the messages that are in there to say, hey, if you have been there, if you have made that mistake of hurting somebody else, we know it's because you were hurting too. But we also know that you can take accountability, you can make amends, you can change your life, you can be different. And being different means being more loving, more accepting, more open-hearted, to find forgiveness in yourself so that you can move forward and live a better life.
And for you all that's watching, again, I love what she said, because that's part of what I'm going to be talking about from the perspective of being the abuser. Those that have been following me because of ministry, you guys know this is marriage number 3. And I'm grateful because, as I always say jokingly, I've had 2 very well-learned marriages. I don't say failed marriages. They were very well learned. I learned so much from them. But in those, I was a very damaged person. And so therefore, I was an abuser. So I'm going to share a lot of that during this conference, because you have to understand, a lot of times as the abuser, we make the people who we abuse feel like it's just deserved. If you hadn't, if you would have done this. And a lot of people who are on the other end, in their mindset, I was sharing this with my aunt today, Cecilia, that a lot of people who are abused, the guilt and shame that John talked about the other night is that they're thinking within themselves, what if I hadn't have done this? Or what if I hadn't have done that? And that's not ever the case. That I think we both have learned. It has nothing to do about what if I didn't do this, or as a wife, what if I had to cook this a little bit better? Maybe if I had just done the laundry. No, that's not the case. The case is the abuser is the one, I can say for myself, who had issues themselves, who that went unresolved. And the cliche is, hurt people will hurt people. And that is completely a true statement.
Yeah. And you cannot please somebody who does not love themselves. Let me say that one more time. Okay. You cannot please somebody who does not love themselves, because you're trying to satisfy someone who doesn't have a sense of themselves. And that's why they're hurting you. That's all that's about, and we have some amazing people on here.
I see
We're all
Cheryl just
exchanging
joined
love
us.
back and forth. Yes, she's here too. Sheena April, accountability for all, she's saying. John is saying strength flocks together. What a tribe that is developing. And Yolanda, hello, love. We love you always. Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl's on here. We're just
Yeah.
sweetheart. And if I may, and I know Cheryl will be okay with this. We talk about this a lot on our own show, but Cheryl also is a survivor of abuse. And it's amazing because trauma brought us together. That's why we work together, and what we do is we stand strong in empowerment for each other and with one another to say that it is not okay. It is not okay to be abused. It is not okay for people to compromise other people's safety and emotional health and well-being because of what happened to them. But do we have understanding? Do we have openness to heal? Do we have recognition that that is important and necessary? Yes. So I really want everybody to hear this. And I've said this before, and I will say it over and over again. It is not only up to the people that abuse has happened to make the change. It is not. And that's why we're here together, Finis, because I knew that we had to do this because it is so different and so important for someone who has been an abuser to say, never, not again. Will you ever put somebody in that position?
Exactly. And I think it's been an scapegoat for abusers because, man, Cecilia, Yolanda's gonna get us because we're gonna give out too much. I think and she is monitoring closely. I think abusers get off so easily because in our society nowadays, we focus more on the individual who are being abused.
Yes.
And I think a lot of it goes to the fact, now this is going to sound funny, but I think a lot of times the light really do, not from a negative standpoint, but from a love standpoint, the light has to be shined on the abuser to help them understand, hey, you're acting in a way, not because of something that's bad in you, but because of the neglect of love that you didn't get. And I can say for myself, there was a lot of love that I missed. Now, without making family members feel bad, yeah, family members showed you love, but that's not the case when you don't look at the heart of the individual and really give a precedence to what they're going through when no one else is around. Yep. And I think that's where an abuser is developed out of. That person who's trying to find themselves outside of their own abuse. Oh my God, that's good.
It's so good. It's so good. Yolanda's saying, "Don't give it all away."
yeah. See, I'm gonna have to stop. She said,
"You all have 5 minutes." She's giving us a time limit. She's gonna cut us off by this. You know what? Here's the thing, okay? And this is the important part. This is what I want everybody to remember: is that this is a chance for all of us to come together, to learn from one another, and to action change. And when you action change and you live the transformation, that will make all of the difference. And there is not enough abuse in the world that cannot be healed by love, that cannot be pushed aside by determination, that cannot be changed by courage. And so I want to say to each and every one of you, this is so much bigger than all of us. It's so much bigger. And if we can influence one another and stand together, we're stronger, more powerful, and more impactful than ever. If we can all see this as a common goal and a common good, that abuse must end.
Yes. And let me say this for all of you all that are here watching, whether you're on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, make sure you are sharing this with everyone you know. This is I believe, going to be a conference like no other. One, it's online. Okay, we're making history with a conference like this here. I'm just declaring that right now. Two, it's going to help so many people because, again, as I stated, there are so many people on this panel. All of them are authors, and they have written about their abuse and their triumph. And so we don't want you to get so focused on what they went through. We want you to be focused on how they came out. And so I think that's going to be that underlying current for all of us to show you how First, self-love. Let
Yep.
me say that distinctly clear. Self-love is the beginning of the healing process, regardless of what you're going through. And I think, Cecilia, you said something a while back, is that until you can look in the mirror and see your own value, you can't start that healing process. And I
Yeah.
think this conference is going to break those chains of shame, those chains of bitterness and guilt, so that you can first see in the mirror that you are valuable,
Yes.
regardless of what you believe in or who you believe in the earth, in the universe, to God. You are a valuable being, and you've got to see that love in the mirror to start the healing process.
100%. I love that. And we're going to read a few comments before we jump off here. But John is saying, we have to forgive ourselves first. That's so true. And I think that, forgiveness is a really big deal. Like, I had to release the pain of my unforgiveness in order to heal. My unforgiveness of myself, my unforgiveness of my father. And that's what really changed everything. So I really hope you guys think about that. And we'll talk about that some more on Saturday for sure. Cheryl's saying it's on both parties on an individual basis. What is going on underneath all the abuse? April is saying victim focus. Jackson Katz talks all about this. He says John beats Mary. And then suddenly it switches to Mary's beaten by John. And John has almost fallen off of the sentence. Wow, that's powerful. And it's about hope out of darkness, right? Prayer and healing, self-love, the best love. It's what you're worth. So, you know what? We are so happy and excited that you guys are all here. Please tell all your friends. Join us on Saturday. It is going to be unbelievable. 10 to 3 CDT, 11 to 4 EST. There's a link that we are posting in the comments, but also just you can go to Eventbrite, look up The Healing Starts With Us, and you will be able to get your free ticket. So we cannot wait to see you guys there. Thank you for joining us this evening. Finis and I will be back on here tomorrow night. Please come back at 7 p.m. EST. April Tribe Juke will be joining us. She will be talking about her 2 books, Pinpoints of Light and Out of Darkness. And I promise you, she is not to be missed. So please, please come back and see us again. And thank you for being here. We'll see you all again in a few hours.
Yes. Saturday, as she said, is up there. So we'll see you all. We appreciate everyone that's here. And we're going to leave you with this short video. And until the next stream, which will be tomorrow, you all have a fanglorious evening.